Hi, I'm Richard Redmond, and you're watching The Play's the Thing. This episode is based upon a true police case. It's about two robbers who were robbing gasoline stations and the two detectives who handled the case.
You go ahead.
Well, as I live and breathe, if it isn't Detective Lieutenant Bill Rooney. I was wondering when you were going to show up.
Here you go, Pete. If I remember right from our old days at Stakeout, you like your coffee black with no sugar.
Thanks, Lieutenant. You got a good memory. Is this a bribe? You must want something.
We should cut the lieutenant crap. We go back a long ways. To you, it's still Bill. And yes, I want something. A cup of coffee isn't cheap anymore.
Come on, let's go inside.
Okay.
Well, what do you want? When you called me, you didn't say too much when you arranged this meet. I could have went down to the station house.
Yeah, well, I wanted this little meeting off the record. It never happened. That's why I wanted to meet you at your house.
What's with all the cloak and dagger?
You remember the salt and pepper team? The case you and Detective Joe Grazzano were working on before you both retired?
Yeah, sure. That's two guys that were knocking off gas stations. One white guy, one black guy. He used a gun, grabbed the money, and escaped in a car. Joe and I would have loved to have collared them.
After you retired, their case went on the back burner. They pulled a few more jobs and then they stopped. But it seems they're back in action.
Sure the same two?
Yeah, same M.O., same description, a little older, but it's them. Same stick-up team. A very nervous white guy has the gun, and then the black guy grabs the money, and then they run to the car and take off.
So what do they want from me?
The precinct commanding officer is on my back about this. He wants us to catch these guys before anyone gets shot during one of their holdups. Their last stick-up made the news. It was in the papers and on TV. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I didn't read it or see it. I remember back in the day we tagged them the Salt and Pepper Team, and the press loved it.
The other day, this guy comes into the precinct, says he wants to speak to the detective that's handling the case, and only the detective assigned to the case. Says he has information we would want.
Who's assigned to it?
That's the problem. There's no one assigned to it. You know how it is sometimes. My resources are stretched. We're overworked as it is. This case is at the bottom of the pile.
Okay, I say again, why the coffee? What do you want?
Well, here's where you pay me back for the coffee. I really need your help on this one. I would appreciate it.
Sure, how can I help?
None of the guys at the station, they don't have time to catch up and investigate this case. But you and Joe investigated the case. You know all the details. You put a lot of time in on it, following leads and everything.
Yeah, we checked a whole lot of them to no avail. All dead ends.
Well, I was thinking, I could set up a meet between you and this guy, and you can see if he has anything worthwhile to tell us.
Are you sure of this guy?
I'm not sure of anything, but you know we have to follow up on everything.
What's his name?
He wouldn't say.
Well, how are you going to contact him?
I told him to come back to the office tomorrow and ask for me. I can set up a meet between you and him. And when he does, I'll call you with the details. Can you help me? I would really appreciate it.
Well, you know I'm not on a job anymore.
Yeah, I know. All you have to do is talk to the guy and question him and find out if he has any information. Then you can give it to me. And then I'll give it to one of the detectives, and then he can give him a head start on the case.
All right, sounds easy enough. I'll call Joe. I'm sure he'll be interested in being there.
One other thing. I'm doing this off the record. I don't think the boss would go along with the idea of a retired detective questioning an informer. So any information you get, you call me direct.
Okay, got it.
And also, don't you and Joe go rogue on me. Remember, you're retired detectives. You have no authority to apprehend anyone if you get any information. You got it?
Got it.
Okay. I'll call you when I set up the meet. And there's another cup of coffee and a donut if you get anything.
My outside consultant fee.
Let me get back to the inferno. Take care.
Okay, Lieutenant.
Ah.
Pete, good to see you.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? How you been waiting long?
I was glad you called. I came here early. I didn't want to miss anything. You said it was about the salt and pepper case. Some guy with information about them. By the way, who picked this place to meet here?
Rooney said the informant picked it. Hopefully the guy will show up.
Do you know what he looks like or who he is?
Now, let's sit down. No, but he's a white, middle-aged male. As I told you, Rooney set up the meet. He said he told the guy to look for us here.
And Rooney doesn't know him?
Nope. The guy walked off the street, seemed credible, asked to speak to the detectives handling the case. Rooney thought of us, and here we are.
Boy, business must be busy at the station if they have to start farming out their cases.
Just as Rooney's boss doesn't know. We get the information, give it directly to Rooney. You understand?
Sure, but it would be great to collar them after all the time we spent on their case.
Yeah, but Rooney was specific on this one. No dirty Harry. We get the info and we pass it on.
Excuse me, sir. Would either of you gentlemen be Detective Kelly?
He is. I'm Detective Grazano.
I'm Detective Kelly. What's your name?
That's not important. I spoke to Detective Rooney. He told me you are the detective handling the case about those gas station robberies.
That's right.
Then, who is he?
He's my partner. We both worked on a case.
Oh.
Lieutenant Rooney told me you had some information about these robberies. Why don't you sit down, we'll talk about it.
Well, I have some very good, reliable information which might help you.
We could start off by you telling us your name.
As I said, it's not important.
Well, for the record, we have to know who we're talking to.
You are talking to me, and I prefer to remain anonymous. My name has no bearing on the case.
Look, we need a name.
Okay then, call me John.
So, John, is that your real name?
No, but you can call me John for your records.
Okay, John, do you live around here?
Yes.
Where? What's your address?
If I don't want to give you my name, I certainly am not going to give you my address.
I don't understand.
Listen, I'm an upstanding citizen who wants to help the police. I realize these people are dangerous and could kill people. If they knew I informed on them, they could kill me, or their friends could.
Any information you give us is between us.
Don't worry. We won't reveal our sources.
Good. Then we can proceed.
Okay, John, how did you find out about this case?
I read about it in the newspaper and saw it on TV.
A lot of people saw it on TV. What specifically can you tell us to help us out?
I saw them.
You saw them? Where?
Where? Where, John? Well, John, where?
I saw them on the subway.
Subway?
Where on the subway?
I saw them getting off the L train at 241st Street.
Day or night?
Day.
Are you sure it was them?
Yes.
How do you know it was them?
They fit the description of the men that I read about in the paper.
That doesn't mean anything. There are a lot of people who fit that description. Is that the best you can do?
When you saw them get off, did you follow them?
No,
Did you see them get into a car?
no.
Well, John, if that's all you got, you're not helping us out too much here.
Just as I thought. A wasted trip. He's of no use to us.
Well, we can go unless, John, you can give us something concrete to help us out.
Wait, I know where they're going to be tomorrow night. I know what gas station they're going to rob.
How do you know this? Where'd you get the information?
A very reliable friend told me. He knows them very well.
Your friend or their friend?
My friend.
How do we talk to your friend?
Give us his name, we'll talk to him.
Oh no, that's not possible. He won't talk to you. He only talks to me.
He only talks to you.
Where is your friend?
Up there.
Up there? Where up there? Where up there?
Up there. He talks to me all the time. You see, he's an alien.
An alien?
He,
An alien? What do you mean, alien?
I mean an alien from up there. He knows a lot of things. He talks to me all the time. He told me who they were and where they will be tomorrow night.
He didn't by any chance give you the exact time, did he?
Not yet, but he will.
When?
Soon.
All right, here's what you do. When you get all that information, I want you to go to the police station, tell the desk sergeant you want to speak to Detective Can.
Detective Can.
That's right. And make sure you talk only to him, Detective Ken.
He will take all that information and make sure it's handled properly.
Okay, I will do that. Are we done here?
Yeah, John, we're done. You can go.
Well then, thank you. And perhaps you will be able to catch the crooks.
Give my regards to your friend.
Yeah, tell him we appreciate his help.
I will do that.
Well, that's one for the books.
Aliens. What next? He's ready for the funny farm. They're coming to take me away.
Well, I guess we can go.
What a wasted day.
Yeah?
Hey, what do you know? It's Detective Ken.
Now, this is one case for Detective Garbage Can.
Hold it. Go back. Go back. Okay, hold. Don't move at the same. Don't buy. Yeah. On the camera, it looks like you're in a parade, waiting for the next guy to move. Naturally, okay? As a matter of fact, Frank, here, no. As a matter of fact, you come from around here. Tom might have already come in. You could come right around here, okay? You come out from here. Not like you're in a parade. No, you're right here. You're already here. You're already here. All right. You just Frank coming around here. All right. And then you get. Okay. Well, that's one for the can, Detective Can, and then you say a line.
Look, here's Detective.
Yeah, here's Detective. Yeah.
Books. Aliens.
What next? Cut. And now we hear the rest of the story from one of the retired detectives who was handling the case. So Tom, what happened to the salt and pepper team?
Well, several months after I retired, I get a phone call from one of the guys that I used to work with. And he told me the two bad guys, the salt and pepper guys, were arrested out of state. And the white guy was so freaking nervous. It was a botched up holdup. He was so nervous he dropped the gun in the gas station. He and the black guy run out, they hop in the car, and the car goes one block, and it runs out of gas. Now the white guy's a stone junkie. He thought he was supposed to gas up the car. He thought the black guy was supposed to, neither one. This is the information that this fella told me, that the detectives out of state that apprehended him gave him that information about both of them. And they both went away for a long time.
So they apprehended them after the robbery?
After the robbery, yeah. They ran out of there with no money. They ran out of there with no money. It was bad. The white guy drops the gun, the black guy, they both run out. They get into the car. Like I say, it only went half a block.
Ran out of gas.
It ran out of gas. The white guy told the black guy that he was supposed to gas into the car. The black guy forgot it.
How long did you work on this case?
We worked several months on it. 7, 8 months. Yeah.
And they got him after you retired?
After we retired, after Joe and I retired. So I gave Joe a call when I got that information. Yeah. It was very interesting.
And what about the informer?
I tell you, he was a real sincere guy, but obviously he believed what he was telling us. Gave us some information, but then at the end of his narrative, he said he was, the aliens had told him everything. So that was it with him. I mean, we treated him with respect, but we told him any further information, contact Detective Can. And Joe and I, we never seen him again. We thanked him, but we never seen him again.
And that was last?
And that was the last of that conversation with him.
So any information he had from the aliens didn't pan
out? No, it certainly didn't pan out. The information, he sincerely believed according to him, the aliens told him all this, right?
Oh, well,
sometimes it's hit and miss. Sometimes it's hit and miss.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Up next, a short scene from the play An Enemy of the People by Henrik Ibsen. This scene is between Dr. Thomas Stockman and his brother Peter Stockman, who is the mayor of the town. Now, Dr. Stockman is the medical officer of the town baths, which provide a source of revenue for the town from tourists. Now, Dr. Stockman has just discovered that the bath's drainage system is seriously contaminated, and he has alerted members of the community. His brother wishes him to retract his findings, considering the financial damage his reports will cause. The public has no need for new ideas. The public gets on best with good old recognized ideas it has already. Yes, I must speak frankly to you for once. I've tried to avoid it, for I know how irritable you are. But now I must tell you the truth, Thomas. You have no conception of how much you injure yourself by your officiousness. You complain of the authorities, of the government itself. You cry them down and maintain that you have been slighted, persecuted. But what else can you expect with your impossible disposition? Yes, Thomas, you are an impossible man to work with. I know that from experience. You have no consideration for anyone or anything. You seem to quite forget you have me to thank for this job. You have me to thank for your position as medical officer of the baths. And I can see that you are seeking an outlet for your pugnacity. You want to make an onslaught of your superiors. That is an old habit of yours. You cannot endure any authority over you. You look askance at anyone who holds a higher post than you. You regard him as a personal enemy. And then you care nothing what kind of weapon you use against him. I have shown you how much is at stake for the town, and consequently for me too. And therefore, I warn you, Thomas, that I am inexorable in the demand I am about to make of you, as you have not had the sense to refrain from chattering to outsiders about this delicate business, which should have been kept an official secret, of course. It cannot now be hushed up. All sorts of rumors will get abroad, and evil-disposed persons will invent all sorts of additions to them. It will therefore be necessary for you publicly to contradict these rumors. We expect that, after further investigation, you will come to the conclusion that the affair is not nearly so serious or pressing as you had at first imagined. And furthermore, we expect you to express your confidence that the board of directors will thoroughly and conscientiously carry out all measures for the remedying of any possible defects. The matter in question is not purely scientific one. It's a complex affair. It has both a technical and an economic side. You may speak your mind as you please, so long as it does not concern the baths. But I cannot allow you to interfere with the town's chief source of prosperity. As a subordinate official, you have no right to express any conviction at odds with that of your superiors. If you do so, I will be unable to prevent your dismissal from the baths. You have had your warning now. Reflect on what is due to yourself and your family. Goodbye.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream, and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap
of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
When I was 21, I heard a wise man say, give crowns and pounds and guineas, but not your heart away. Give pearls away and rubies, but keep your fancy free. But I was 21. No use to talk to me. When I was 21, I heard him say again, the heart out of the bosom was never given in vain. 'Tis paid with sighs aplenty, and sold for endless rue. And I am 22, and oh, it's true, it's true.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland